Hey up, welcome back. I'm Benny Vapes. Today we're going to be looking at a bit of hardware that I picked up for the purpose of this review, and it is the Zeus X. So there's a little bit of hype going around about this tank. Everybody's saying it's a cracking tank, so I thought I would go out, buy one, see what it was like, and then give my honest opinion on it. Did pick this up myself, no one's bought it for me, no one's given me it. Obviously I'm only a small reviewer, so I've been out and bought it myself. So what we're going to do is we'll go down to the table where we'll have a look around the packaging, see what we get in it. Then I will attempt to build it. Never built on cam before, ever. So we'll see what that, I'm not the best builder in the world, so we'll see what that comes out like. And then what we'll do is come back up top, have a chat, and I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and we'll see what it's if it's all that. So we'll see you down low. Right, so we're down at the table looking at the Zeus X RTA. This is the package that it comes in. It does have a picture of your RTA and what colour it is. This one is the stainless steel version, Elite Proof RTA. Zeus X RTA on that side, Geek Vape social media, and on the back, oops, wrong way around. On the back you have your scratch and check, your barcode, usual kite marks. Zeus X is a final edition of the Zeus series, and then package contents. So you get one Zeus X RTA at 4.5ml. Spare parts pack, a triangular tool, spare glass at 3.5ml, promotional card and warranty card, 2 coils at 0.4, an 810 drip tip, X wrench, user manual, and 2 feather cottons. Right, so we'll have a look inside. Just slides off. Put that to one side. Presented with the black box, with security tags on it. I'll just pull that one down, there you go, and then it just slides out like so. There we go. Right, so inside you do have your user manual. Don't really tell you a lot about it, shows you a few pictures, how it all goes together. Inside you then have your RTA box of spares. So we will try and get the box of spares out. So this is a box of spares. We can get it open. Come on, open up. Right, so the first thing you'll get is your coils with your shoelace cotton. It does tell you what these are. They are flat wire and an N80 fused Claptons, and they're coming out at 0.4. Like that they've put what they are on them, because usually they don't. Then you get your bag of goodies, your tri-tool, your Ultim drip tip, which will probably go well with my modifying Lyra, that one. You do get, did I say 510? It's an 810 drip tip. You do get a 510 adapter just inside there if you want to use your own 510 ones. Loads of O-rings, some more grub screws, and an X key, which is an Allen key if you want to be like that. Throw them away. Also inside you'll get your straight glass at 3.5ml, and then nothing else. That's it. Put that back in there, throw that over there. Right, underneath this you'll get a little envelope. Does as it said on the thing, you have your promotional card, warranty card, and a warning card's also in there, but not bothered about that, so we'll throw that over there. Right, so we'll take this out of here, move that to one side. So this is what you will get for your RTA. Nice logo on the front, does say Zeus etched in, not too protruding, not in your face, nicely done. You might be able to see down there, it is the airflow, I don't know if you can see, it is angled down. You do get your little short stubby 810 drip tip. It is conicaled and it is O-ringed. You can put your own 810 drip tips in there if you would so wish. It's a quarter turn for your filling port, like a bayonet style. Just goes on, twist it, pull it off. See, that's what I get sometimes is, and I'll go through that when I go up top, this airflow adjustment is quite loose, but we'll go through that when we go up top. So you do have your filling ports just in there. I had no problem getting any tips in there, and then it does just go back on quarter turn. On the bottom, Zeus, kite mark, and then your serial number, designed by Geek Vape. To get it off, you just unscrew it at the bottom, and it does come apart. Glass just pushes off, so you can interchange your glasses, take it to pieces for cleaning. It does have an inner chimney, because with it being top airflow, it's angled down there, comes out at the bottom there, so it is angled, goes down the chimney and through into your coil. It is easy enough to get this back in again. It is just push fit, just pushes straight back in. And what it does is it catches on them two lugs, so when it's in place and it's all back together, it catches on there so it can't spin. Makes it a little bit easier to get it back together. So you just push that back in. It is just pushes in, no right or wrong way, just goes in. Once it's catched hold and you screw it, spins and it'll be in the right place. Remember to put your glass on the right way around, or it won't go back together as such. So once you've caught it, there you go, it goes back together nicely. Put that there. So this is a deck. It is a sort of semi, I suppose we call it, postless deck, because it has got posts there and then a bridge across. You can get your tools underneath to cut it off if you so wish. So it's more of a raised postless deck. You can see. And your screws. So all you do is just drop your coil in across. So you've got your negative, positive, spans across, one at each side. I suppose you could single coil it if you want, but I think it's more for a dual coil as this. There's your wicking holes, just goes in there, and then you just, like I say, line it up, find your little catch, and then it should just I've got the glass back on properly, there you go. Once it's in, turn it all back up. So what we're going to do now is get my tools out. Now you've had a look around it, I'll get my tools out and we'll build this sucker. Back in a second. Right, so I'm back. So what you're going to be needing is obviously ohms meter. You can use your mod or whatever you would like. I would definitely recommend you getting the coiler tool. Makes life so much easier in cutting your coils. You'll also need tweezers, scissors, snips, all the usual stuff. So what I usually do is I usually cut my coils at about 4mm. So I will just cut these down. Just bear with me. That's one. Just that's two. So they are flat-headed screws on the post, so just make sure they're undone. There we go. So we can get us coils in. So just bob one in like so. I usually put one in, don't usually put two in and then do it, but I know the more expert of the builders will probably put two in and mess around afterwards, but bloody hell, mess around like a fart in a trance. There we go. There we go. Straighten that up. Put my coiling tool in. See what it bends round. That's it. I am using, just before I tell you, I'm not using the coils that came with it. I'm using some fused Claptons from Coilology. Quite like these coils, and they're quite reasonably priced as well. Drop the other one in. There we go, that's that one in. Just give them a little nip. And you want in your coils quite close together, that's what I've found. So not with a huge gap, so probably something like that. A little bit straighter. So you've got just slightest of gap in between. You can see, and what you're looking for is when you do it, is you see there, your coils want to be sitting somewhere like that. So when you've got it on top, your coils do sit round and about there. If you look through, so not too low down, but I like to have it so it's actually hitting the middle of it. So you just need to pull it up slightly. Some people will put it lower down, but I found that I prefer them quite higher up, so it's not quite obviously touching the dome in there, but it's actually just sitting so it just hits your coil. Just make sure that you've got them nicely tightened down. Like so. The only problem with these is a flat-headed screwdriver. Flatheads, you have to use a flathead, and I do find that I prefer like a X key, Allen key, even positive driver. It's just that slide out a lot, this flat blade. I don't know why I went for flat bladers, but so what we'll do is just straighten these up slightly. There we go. Get them nice and straight. That's looking okay. Spin that over that way. That over there. Just keep working them. That's all you got to do. See what we're coming out at. 1.5. So I'm going to just take it off and dry burn it on my mod, because yeah, this one fires, but it's just, they're alright, but it just doesn't fire properly on that one. Seems to take for ages for it to ramp up, so I'll put it on my mod to make sure we're firing it. we go. And turn it down. We don't want to fire at 70 watts, we just want a gentle. So turn it down to, I don't know, 45. A nice gentle pulse on them. So the coil will do the work, the coil heat up. Just get your tweezers, give them a little another rake. There we go, so we're getting all the hot spots out. See, it looks good to me, going from inside out. That'll do for me. Lovely jubbly. So what we're going to do, try not to burn my fingers. As you all might know, it won't be the first time I've done that, won't be the last. We'll put it back on the pallet rate tab, just so I can wick it up. That'll do. So, oops, knocking everything, sorry about that. So what I usually do with the wicking, you just get a full sheet. I'm not using their shoestrings either. I'm just going to use some simple Muji, half a pad cut into quarters. So we'll peel off the back part. Some people leave one part on. Oh, stop moving this bloody camera. Sorry about that. Like I say, it's my first time doing this, so oops. I prefer to take both off. So I'll just take them off. Feel like I need some Tony Hawk music on. So what I'll do, just give it a little roll. Like so, move this out of the way. Like so, and then just give it a pinch and twist. This is my hardest part, pinching and twisting. Sometimes I don't get the end quite tight enough to go through. There we go, and just pull it through, run it backwards and forwards. There we go. And then same again, just give it a quick roll. And then just pinch and twist the end. There we go. Push it through. There we go. That's it. Roll it backwards and forwards. Nicely done. And take your scissors. So what you're looking at is round and about there where you want to be chopping it. Yeah. Just pull them through before you do it. Yeah. Same again on this side, just there we go. Pull through. So what I found with this is that you need to be raking it out slightly. So I like to get my screwdriver, you can use your pliers, your tweezers, just give it a fluff, a bit of a rake, get some of that out. Same again, just floof it, get it fluffed up. Just give it a slight rake out. There we go. Tweeze and just make sure you've got it nice and fluffy. And then what you want to be doing is getting this, and you don't want to be poking a load down that juice well. Yeah, it wants to be just so it's just into it, and so, but not overstuffing it. There we go. Just gently push it in from the bottom. It's nice and gently. So take the bottom of it again. You can see, just gently. You can use a screwdriver if you want. Bit full of fluff. And just gently push it in. There we go. Just nice and gently. Make sure you're just covering all that hole up. And it should end up with something like that. So as you can see, because what it's going to do is when the juice gets on it, that's going to swell and just block that hole and block that side. So that's what you want it to do. So you want to dam it. You probably heard that term before on other reviewers, but that's basically how you want to be doing it. You want to be damming that juice well. I haven't had to dry it yet doing this method. You just want it to be, like I say, together. It's coming out, you know, so by the time I dry burn, do that again. Probably about 1.5, 1.4. And that's it. So if you get your juice now, move them out that way. So if you haven't seen my review on this, I'm using a Drip-X cucumber. It's a lovely summer's day. Well, it has been a lovely summer's day. So you can just dribble this on. Get nice and wet before you put it all back together. Just make sure you let it soak in. There you go. You can always make sure that it's nicely titivated in there. And then what you want to do then is obviously get your top, pop your chimney inside, get your glass. Like I say, for some reason it's got thinner top and bottom. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but it seems to be that sometimes I put it on the wrong way around and it doesn't seem to catch. So what I'll do is I'll take it off of here. Pull this out way, and I'll just make sure one final time that they're nice and tight, which they are. Yeah. So then get your top, and you're looking for them. I don't know if you can see the little snags to go on to that, and then it'll just go together, and then there you go, all nice and tight. Going all back together. So what we'll do, get back on my mod, letting that up, get my juice, and as you see, with this screwdriver out of the way, just get your juice. And there you go. You see, fill it up. And there we go. So then you get your top cap, and it just goes on, and then it's just a quarter turn, and that's it. It's fully adjustable as your airflow. Just backwards and forwards. I like to have it round and about there. So what we'll do now is we'll go back up top and I'll give you my thoughts on the Zeus X. Back in a second. So we're back up top talking about the Zeus X by Geek Vape. What do I think of it? The flavour is really, really nice. Can't fault it on flavour. It is top airflow, so you do get good flavour with it. Hope you thought my build was okay. Sorry for a bit bumbling, but it's the first time I've ever done it on camera, you know, and I'm not the best builder in the world. You know, so I'll work on it. I'll try and get camera in and do it a bit more, but I hope that explained a little bit. You just got to get your wicking. It's more about getting your coil placement just right, so you get that airflow nicely on it, and doing your coils. Sometimes, you know, just got to judge it yourself to get it just the right thickness and, you know, how much you need to. I haven't had any flooding on it. I've had a little bit of spit back now and again, but not a great deal. But it's never flooded. I'm running it now at 70 watts, and lovely. Some nice bubbles coming up. And if you can see, got some nice bubbles. It's a nice tank. I don't like the drip tip. I'm not a shorty drip tip myself, so I prefer to put, which I think looks a lot better, I just put this one on, which I think it looks so much better with a resiny drip tip on it. And it just makes it so much, instead of having a conical, maybe that adds to flavour. I personally don't like them. I quite like this one. This one was off a Rebirth RTA, and I think it goes quite well with this tank. So I'd have preferred if you put something like this on, but I'll give you the option. Instead of having an Ultim one and the black one, I'd have preferred them to put like a resin one on instead of the little shorty. The airflow, there's a couple of things on this that I don't like. Is this bayonet on the top, the quarter turn, it is quite loose. Not when you tighten it up, but sometimes I find if I've put it in my pocket before and it's come off, or I've gone to grab it when I've had it in my van and I just put it on the side, gone to grab it, mod's twisted, and suddenly it's off in my hand. I'd have preferred if it were like a push down maybe, or a bit more locking on it, because like I say, it does spin easy. And then the other thing is, sometimes if I grab hold of it to fill it up, I'll pull that off, but I'll end up pulling this off as well. This airflow ring, it's only held on with an O-ring, does push back into place, does stop and start, but I find that I pull it off at the same time. It's just too loose. You know, if they could have fixed them and maybe had a locking type and had that in place, but it just means you can strip it all down and clean it all out, which is good. Clean everything off. You know, once you've got that chimney back in place, it sits on nicely and it catches, so you've no trying to find where the threads are. Once that's caught, tighten it up. Flavour on it's really, really nice. For that, you know, everybody's saying about the hype on it, and everyone's saying it's a really, really good tank. It is a good tank. I would say you go out and get one. You know, look around sites, see if you can pick one up on a deal. You might have missed out on one over Easter, because I do Easter deals, but there might be a May Day sale. You know, that's coming up next, so you might pick one up. You know, I got this because I wanted the bigger glass, because obviously you can't get them with big glasses over here unless they're in a packet and they give you them separate. But I ordered it from China. You know, came pretty quickly because I wanted it. You know, I ordered it virtually when it first came out, so I could have it here, test it out, and I could get it up on channel. So definitely pick one up if you haven't got one. Like I say, the airflow is nice and smooth. You know, I have it round and about, just over a little bit, you know, around about there. No noise. It's a nice smooth airflow. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it, guys. Pick yourself one up. Like I say, if you can get it on a deal, or if you could wait a little bit, you could pick it up. In a month's time it'll be down in a sale somewhere. But at the moment, I do find myself going back to this. I've got other tanks. I've actually got the OBS engine, which is what this. That was the only ones that really did top airflow. Was the OBS engine, and I ain't used that for ages because of other tanks. I've got a Wutofo Bravo that I use, and other tanks. But this is becoming my favourite, and I feel like I'm babbling a bit now. But it's nice, and I get fantastic flavour out of it. So it is worth the hype. It is worth going out and get it if you can get it. Have a look around, see what you can get on a cheaper deal. But 100% get yourself the Geek Vape. Geek Vape Zeus X. I've been Venny Vapes. Like I say, you can get me over on Instagram. I am starting to, like I say, pick up on Twitter a little bit and starting to go on there. But Instagram, I usually take pictures of everything I've got coming in. I've got some other things. I've got some more juices that I've purchased. Got a couple of bits of hardware that I've purchased on deals. It is a little bit of older tech, but I'll go through that when I show you it. And yeah, if you've liked this video, please comment. If you thought I was a bit bumbling, always good to know. If you thought it were a little bit too long, let me know. But if you liked it, subscribe. Follow me on, like I say, Twitter, which is at Benny Vapes. Follow me on Instagram, which is Benny Vapes 1. And I'm also on VapeTube, which is Benny Vapes. So I all do upload. Does take me a couple of days to sort ones out because I'm, internet and that to get this one up. But thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.